Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh to all my friends, also to Miss Farisha as my lecturer of compensation management. My name is Muhammad Salahuddin. I'm from section 46. Today, me and my team will give explanation about the compensation management. So without wasting our time, I will start with the introduction. Compensation management refers to the establishment and implementation of sound policies, program, and practice of employee compensation. It is essentially the application of a systematic and scientific approach for compensating the employees because their work is fair, equitable, and logical manner. Compensation management is concerned with the compensation to employees for their work contribution for attaining organizational goals. Obviously, it is concerned with designing and implementing a total compensation package. It is also known as a wage and salary administration or remuneration management. So there is the introduction for the compensation so far. Next, I will explain to you guys in detail about the three types of compensation management. So for your information, there are three types of compensation. So the first one, it is about the direct monetary compensation. Direct compensation includes money paid to employees as cash, such as hourly wages, salaries, bonus, and commission. Wages and salary typically fall under the category of base pay, whereas bonus and commission fall under the category of variable pay. The second types of compensation is non-monetary compensation. It is include the time of flexible work hours, coaching and training opportunities, recognition and awards, some fringe benefits and other perks such as catering lunches or using a company car. It is not be measured in dollar amount as a part of a compensation package, but it is still valuable to employees and make a difference in the workplace culture and overall attraction of the job opportunity. The last types of compensation is indirect monetary compensation. The meaning is it has a financial value that can be calculated, but it is a not direct payment in the cash form. This compensation is very across organization, but typically includes much of benefits package that comes with employment, such as employer sponsored health insurance and employer contribution to an employee's retirement plan. Stock options and profit sharing also usually fall under indirect compensation, that some other employee benefits such as tuition, assistance, or company paid for gym membership. So that is basically about the three types of compensation. Next, I will tell you about the rate of payment. So for your information, there are about 6 rate of payment in compensation. So I will explain to you guys in detail. The first one is knowledge, skills, ability, and other characteristics. This means that those who have the knowledge, skills, and abilities in their field will earn more money. This is because this characteristic are very helpful to increase the productivity of the company. So next, it is about the size of entities. It is mean the bigger for the company, so the bigger compensation they earn. Next, it is about the period of service and employee performance. That is, the longer employees work in the company or the employees who produce a good productivity, then the amount of compensation they receive is also large. And then it is about the geographical location. The point is, there are some companies that provide large amounts of compensation. Only in particular, not all companies provide a sub. Not all companies give a huge amount of compensation. Then it's about the company profit. So it means if the company receives a bigger reward, so they give to other employees a large amount of compensation. Finally, it is about the gender differences. Usually, this only happens at the foreign company. This is because the comparison between male workers and also female workers. Male workers will have more compensation value, while female workers will have the less compensation value than the other male workers. So that's all from me. Next, this presentation will be delivered by my friend.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you to my friend. I will continue our presentation. So today I will present about discussion of issue. So the issue I will discuss is the people are depressed. The cost of living is too high because wages are very low in Malaysia. Okay. So before I discuss about that, let me to talk about the topic. Okay, let me start. Malaysia is said to have been on track to achieve a development nation status, but scenario today show the majority of the people, especially private employees, depressed with high cost of living and salaries and the benefits they receive a lot. Hence, the minimum salary is 1,000 is still relevant, especially with regard to the rental cost or housing installment starting from 700 per month, plus the vehicle installment, child school fee, and other monthly expenses. According the BH review, the public expect to earn more, and the government is doing something to control the price of goods so that it can be balanced with the income of the B40 group. Okay, so I will discuss the issue now. Okay, the issue that is best a building technician. That name is Shafarizan Ahmad, 31 years old. Say this low wage issue is too subjective, but the people are depressed with the cost of living. Okay. So, in respect of salary, he combined this problem of community living in the city. We understand the current economic situation, so that's for him, and the salary is not to be elevated. People are hopeful that government is looking to control the raw good as it needs their living. The prison situation so of our salary to pay for home, rent, pay cars or motorcycle, and the rest only to cover enough monthly spending eating only. He said when we found PHR. Okay, so that's the issue. The Shafizzan Ahmad. So the issue number 2 is for Ahmad Muhammad. That's name. 45 years old, who served administrative assistant in private company. His salary is only about 2,000, even though he has been working 16 years old. No, 16 years. Sorry. Okay. Hence, he and his wife have to make additional work with the business in the night to increase their income. Early, his salary was lower in 700 per month. So from the beginning, he was working on a food business because he knew that the salary work was insufficient. Let him have 4 children, and 2 of now study at college, university. People are depressed with the situation until it to make 2-3 job a day. So this is the not reason for the lazy and continue to complain. But if the situation can be changed, then life will be more prepared, he said. So that's the issue Arman Muhammad. Okay, the issue 3 is this in India people. Entrepreneurs Terichiwam Supermaniam, 14 years old, said as an employee. Okay, he think the salary has to be paid matching the employee productivity. Teruchewalam, or name is Supermaniam, who is working on information technology company, say he has an inexperienced graduate around 2,800 to 3,200. Through employee salary are lower than other developing countries, but our graduate quality also vary for him salary offer employed for the private sector enough, but people cannot deny to the high cost of living condition resulting in the monthly wage. The government may be able to see more critical angles, such as a home ownership. The price of the house is very expensive for the renting in the city, costing high cost in the event of all. Okay. Is the confident that the country is on the track towards developed country and people are not living in stress, he say. So okay, so that's the three issue I discussed. Okay, so that's all from me. I will give the next presentation that Muhammad Shafiq. Okay, so thank you for your all because listen and focus while I present and speak. Thank you very much.
Thank you to my friend Hafizzudin. Let me continue about challenge. Since this country is merdeka to enter the era of millennium, Malaysia does not have any specific platform on the setting of the minimum wage where any salary increase is only based on demand and industry offering. A study conducted by World Bank in 2011 showing between 2000 and 2008, the salary rate in Malaysia has increased. by an average of around 2.6%. However, this rate is low compared to increase in labor productive rate of 6.7%. In addition, the Ministry of Human Resource Development on the government of 2009 manpower to be conducted by 33.8% of worker in Malaysia reserve salary under RM 700 per month. The rate was below the national poverty level at the time of RM 800 per month. As such, in October 2010, the then Prime Minister Datuk Seri Najib Tun Razak introduced a minimum wage policy and presented the agenda in 2011 budget. As a result, the National Wage Consultative Councils Act 2011 Act 732 was enacted and approved in July 2011 and subsequently gazetted. In 2018, in line the economic rate growth and cost of life, the government of Pakatan Harapan PH in the manifesto would like to uplift the minimum wage throughout the country and then start the process of increasing the minimum wage. The increase in the minimum wage went from RM 1000 to RM 500 will be gazetted in August. Next is challenge to the government. This is because the idea is not easy to be agreed by the employer, as high costs have to be borne by the company. This is reflected in the burden and impact of small and medium enterprise, SME, private limited company, Sidin Berhad, and private. Next is challenges for food company owner. A company owner who is working on a fast food restaurant states that this exercise would burden his company because his company needs many workers, whilst the productivity of the sales Next is challenges for economic situations. The current economic situation seems to be ungovernmental to apply for the increase in the minimum wage rate. This is because most of the companies are burdened with several issues such as the increase in price of the goods, electricity tariff increase, and the implementation of SST that will be effective later. And the last, challenges for employees. Early January, employees were faced with the burden of the cost of paying payment when leave for front worker had to be borne by them. Touching the questions of foreign worker, the new minimum wage rate is seems to be more favorable to the foreign workers than the local. This is because the salaried workers under RM 1,200 in the country reach 1.9 million people, and nearly 95% of the total were the fragments. That's all from me, and I will pass to my friends, CI.
Hi and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning. So first of all, my name is Siti Nurain and I'm from section 46. By the way, thank you to my friends with the presentation. So let's start my presentation, which is the topic is changes in salary or compensation structure. So first is business owners often need to make employee compensation alteration for various reasons, whether it's to adjust for new goals, launch new incentive programs, or simply lower expenses. Unfortunately, many organizations forget to include their employees in the process. This can lead to an overall sense of disappointment, anger, and frustration with the employer, and ultimately hostility and lower productivity. Okay, next slide. Okay, the next slide is tips for managing compensation changes structure. So first is align pay shift with company strategy. The strategy used to illustrate why you are making change so that they can connect their pay with what they need to accomplish for the organization. They can see that what they are doing will pay off the company and themselves. Okay. Number 2 is ask employees for input and listen. Okay, this is shifting pay structure can be a tenuous process. Okay, there is a natural inclination for management and C-suite talent to internalize this process. However, employees themselves can be a gold mine of ideas. Ask the very same employees how they would suggest this situation be addressed and truly listen to and heed the message we receive. This will instill high morale and trust moving forward. Okay. Number 3 is hold personal meetings. Salaries are a very personal thing. When we've met just in the past, we first had one-on-one meetings with those affected. It can take longer, but it allows employees to have a conversation and ask questions which they may not to be able to ask in a group. Okay, so post-private session, have a group meeting to rediscuss together, and so it's not seen a taboo but open for dialogue. Okay, number 4 is communicate often. Okay, when it comes to adjusting someone's pay, it's tough to avoid with. I'm a big believer in being honest and upfront as soon as possible. If an employee finds out the news before you have the opportunity to inform them, those waves will be tough. Sit your employees down and explain why you have to adjust, then hear them out. Talking it out usually results in a better understanding. Okay, and the last is have a well-defined structure. I think every employee should have an idea of exactly where they are salary-wise throughout their career. I think they should be cognizant of the potential industry change which may affect their compensation. Within the company, they should have clearly defined goals reaching this potential industry change which may affect their composition. Within the company, they should have clearly defined goals reaching this or failing to reach this will impact whether they get a raise or exactly how much of an increase they will get. So that's all from me about change in salary structure. So thank you.
Thanks to my friend who explained the presentation just now. Now I will proceed with the conclusion. Each and every company must identify its mission, understand the perspective within which it has been operating, and developing a policy and structure for meeting its objectives and goals. To retain, attract, and motivate the employees, it is required for the high level of performance. The human capital plan it adopts must contribute to its success. The direct compensation program and strategy utilization must be fitting the context and contributing to organizational effectiveness. The rate of pay must be fair, perceived, and competitive as appropriate by all companies. If the management of any company believes pay rate above the market average for some or all employment produce benefits, it must paying above market average for some or all occupation produce benefits. It must influence those benefits resulting against the cost. There are a number of options open if the company believes paying for performance fits the organization's context and provide more advantage than the disadvantage. The resources which are available in the organization, so for example, management skills, money, freedom from regulatory, citizen invention should be main concern and one that should be measured yearly in the negotiations. The effect of workplace is also a critical concern. So that's all from me. We hope that all of you can understand what we give to you guys. Thank you so much.